Hello my friends, and welcome back to my channel. I wanted to come on and do a general love reading today because I'm done zodiac signs for this past week. So I actually I felt called to do a channeled message. So it's interesting that the first cut has a lot to say, because usually when I feel called to do a channeled message, it's because someone has something that they want to say to you. So we're going to use this deck first to see if this is your reading. So if you're not resonating with this deck, then probably not your reading. And then we'll get some tarot, and then we'll get channeled messages. So it feels like you could have someone watching you that has something they want to say to you. They could be watching you online. They could also be feeling apprehensive about coming towards you with this communication. Maybe because they betrayed you in some way, or they were dishonest with you in some way. All right, so let's see what's going on here. We have intimacy. So with that deception card, I was actually seeing the Seven of Swords. And with intimacy, it could be that you were dealing with someone who had a fear of intimacy, or you triggered their fear of intimacy. It feels like this person felt an emotional connection with you. We also have dreams, divine guidance. So this person could actually also be having intimate dreams about you, or dreaming about emotionally connecting with you. So clearly this person had feelings for you. And, you know, they could have betrayed themselves by running from this connection. So let's see what you need to hear, my friend. What do you need to hear? We have fire and water. So you could be dealing, or have placements, water placements, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. And we have fire, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So clearly this person is attracted to you, especially with that intimacy card. We have birth of new life coming in, so it feels like there's a rebirth coming. Someone, could be with that fire card and attraction. This person could be feeling called to take action towards you. I'm seeing the Ace of Wands, wanting more. So they want more, emotional intimacy with you. And we have redemption. So wanting to redeem themselves, needing forgiveness. So there's definitely a rebirth coming here. I feel like this person saw the potential of forever with you, and that could have triggered them. Like I said, I'm getting Seven of Swords energy. So this could have been someone where you triggered their fear of intimacy or fear of commitment. And this is someone who, it seems like they have a lot they want to say to you. It feels like they're watching you and they want more. They're wanting more than just watching you from a distance. They want to, birth of new life. They want to redeem themselves. Needing forgiveness. So, this person could have been dishonest with you. Or like I said, I was hearing they were deceiving themselves. It's also, hang on. What else do we need to know, Spirit? What else do we need to know? I'm someone that can't, I'm unable to shuffle and talk at the same time because I'm trying to focus on the energy. But what I was going to say is with this card, with this water that we have here, I feel like I'm hearing difficulties and someone coming out of those difficulties. So we have communication, we have twin flame. Oh my gosh, I'm not surprised, because that's why I kept getting that Seven of Swords energy, someone that you triggered their fear of commitment and intimacy, and I feel like they ran, and I feel like they've been deceiving themselves about this connection. And a twin flame connection, it's about facing yourself, facing your shadows, and finally healing. Anyway, dealing with a twin flame. Yeah, we have they're coming in hot for you. Coming in. So you could have been dealing with the runner-chaser dynamic, especially with this twin flame energy. And you could have stopped chasing this person. And like I said, I feel like they were running. And it almost feels like the tables have turned here, because now we have them coming in for you, having a lot they want to say. This is kind of Knight of Swords energy. We have communication and affection. So this person does want to, communication is right underneath the fire energy, which I was seeing the Ace of Wands, so taking action. And then underneath wanting more, we have affection. And that's why when this card came out, I said, I feel like this person wants more emotional intimacy or emotional connection with you. And now we have this like affection. Interesting. All right, let's keep going. What else do we need to know, Spirit? What else do we need to know? We have priority and regret. So I feel like this is someone who, birth of new life coming in. I feel like this person wants to prioritize you. This could have been someone that was prioritizing, these two came out together. So this could have been someone who was prioritizing other things over this connection, over you. And right underneath redemption, we have regret, missing you, self-sabotage. And that's what I meant when I said I was seeing the Seven of Swords. And I feel like by running from you, this person was actually being dishonest with themselves and deceiving themselves. We have, I do feel like this person probably self-sabotaged this connection, which is typical with twin flame dynamic, missing you. So wanting your forgiveness, wanting to redeem themselves, missing you. This birth of new life coming in with priority. I feel like when this person comes towards you, they're wanting to prioritize this connection. And we, yeah, right underneath twin flame, we have waiting, divine timing. And I actually saw something interesting last night. It was someone talking about how it drives them. It was like someone who is in a twin flame connection and makes content about twin flames. And they were saying that it drives them crazy when they hear people talking about, oh, just wait for divine timing and you'll come into union. It's not just about waiting. And they actually used the example of like, if you want to be more fit and more active and you want to lose weight, do you just wait around for the universe to give that to you? No, you do the work to, like, you start exercising, you start eating better. And that's part of, with a twin flame connection, you can't just wait for divine timing. You have to face yourself. You have to do the work. You have to work on your shadows. You have to work on healing. You have to work on healing chaser energy, healing runner energy, coming into union with yourself. For a lot of divine feminines, they need to be working towards their mission. So you can't just sit around waiting for, if you sit around not doing the work, that's not going to bring in union. You have to work on yourself, because that is what the twin flame journey is all about. It's about stepping into your highest self, not just sitting around wishing for union, if that makes sense. Hopefully I'm not triggering anyone by saying that. But there is, with twin flame connections, there is an element of divine timing. And it has to do with your soul contracts, the lessons you need to learn. So it's very important that if you are in a twin flame connection, you're doing the work you need to do, if that makes sense. All right, so there is an element of divine timing here, and that's sometimes what people don't understand, is that union can't just happen. There's lessons that need to be learned. I'm repeating myself a little. Work that needs to be done. And as much as you want union, there is an element of things falling into place. Anyway, let's get one more. So we have spying. So there's the confirmation that this person is watching you. And you could be, we have letting go and trusting your angels, trusting in divine timing. So I feel like for whoever I'm channeling, you have been trying to release this and focus on yourself. So this is actually looking quite good. Oh, right underneath release, we have forgiveness, proposal, and action. So that's another thing. Sometimes people get in, and I understand it, I've been there, but people get in a very negative mind frame about the twin flame connection, and they have a lot of anger towards their twin flame, and they hold on to resentment. And I always talk about how forgiveness works. When you're holding on to resentment, it kind of blocks the energy of this person coming towards you to apologize. Yes, in a perfect world, black and white thinking, when somebody makes a mistake, they would just apologize. But we're not talking about logical things here. We're talking about energy. And I always use the example of, I don't know how many times I've been holding on to resentment. And then, like, I use my, like, family as an example. I held on to anger for years and resentment. And then once I was in therapy and I started releasing that, because my therapist taught me, you know, you can forgive someone without ever getting that apology. And by holding on to resentment, you're just carrying dead weight around. Forgiveness is actually about what it does for you energetically. As soon as you release that resentment and lighten that load, it actually opens up the energy for this person to come towards you and actually apologize. So we do have an apology here, we have a proposal, and we have action. All right, so let's get some tarot, and I want to see what's going on with your person. And these cards are still quite new, and they come out in clumps. So if they come out in clumps, I kind of listen to my intuition if I should take the top card or put it back and shuffle. We have the Hierophant, spiritual connection that's meant to teach you lessons, higher level of commitment. And you can see, like, this kind of reminds me of, you know, a higher power, divine, like spirit guides, and then you and your person learning these lessons. The Hierophant is, you know, it is about commitment. So this person, you could have triggered their fear of commitment, but it's also about a connection that's meant to teach you both important lessons. Taurus could be symbolic with the Hierophant. You know, the Hierophant is also about being a mentor to others. So I did mention mission work. And we have the Empress. Beautiful. I love it. Taurus and Libra, the Empress. Beautiful. I don't chase, I attract. So you could be working on your divine feminine energy, and you can see there's a stork there, and the stork is symbolic of new life coming in. So the Empress kind of releases what no longer serves them, and then they attract in. So that's beautiful. Also, I mentioned mission work, divine feminine, for a reason. All right, one more shuffle. We have the World. So you could have met this person online, or there could be distance between you. The World is also symbolic of the end of a cycle and a new beginning, a new chapter. Beautiful. I'm a little obsessed with these cards. It's funny, I showed them to my daughter because I thought she'd love them. And she was like, those look like AI. I don't like AI. It's like, whatever, I think they're cute. And this deck is, I don't know why I'm telling you this. This deck, the creator of this deck made it for, or his daughter was the inspiration. So his daughter's name is Lara, and this is the Tarot of Lara or Little Lara. I can't remember the name of it. I got it on Etsy. Tarot of Little Lara. And be careful because someone is selling this on Amazon for $200. So just be careful. When I saw it on Amazon, I was like, $200? I'm going to check Etsy to see who actually makes that deck. So we have the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune is about, that's exactly what I was talking about when I was channeling that message here about how divine timing, patterns, cycles, things that need to happen, adjustments that need to be made in order for this wheel to spin. So I feel like you've been making a lot of adjustments. I feel like your person has been making a lot of adjustments. I do feel like this is a strong fated connection because we have strength, and the strength card sometimes has an infinity symbol on it. And the infinity symbol, I mean, we have 8 right here, which is the shape of an infinity symbol. And it is about a connection, twin flame, that cannot be destroyed nor recreated. So you can't recreate that kind of connection with anyone else. My throat's closing over, blocked throat chakra. So somebody could be lacking confidence to come towards you right now is what I'm hearing. But clearly you and this person have a strong fated connection. So with the Wheel of Fortune, we have Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, and Scorpio. And then with the Strength card, we have Leo. Ace of Wands, I called it. I said Ace of Wands when that Fire card came out. So someone's trying to work up the courage to take action towards you here. You know, the Wheel of Fortune is about decisive moments as well. So once this person has the confidence, I feel like there's going to be a decisive moment where they take action. I'm also hearing soul spark. So I feel like you felt a strong soul spark with this person. All right, my friends, let's get into it. So I'm going to look at your person. So show me honk honk confirmation. Let's see your person's energy. We have the 8 of Cups. So it feels like your person is finally starting to walk away from their past self. There could be other things that they're walking away from in their life. You know, the 8 of Cups in reverse can talk about, I'm hearing it right away. The 8 of Cups in reverse can talk about failure to like change negative patterns. And I feel like your person is finally moving away from the energy that was keeping them stuck. There could be things in their life that they're moving away from that no longer fulfill them, because I feel like this person sees you as their fulfillment. And like I said, I was hearing they're moving away from that past version of themselves, looking towards the future to what fulfills them. Let's get another one for your person's energy. We have the Tower in reverse. That's amazing. And we have the Page of Swords. So Page of Swords, your person is watching you. They're very curious about talking to you. The Tower in reverse represents internal change. And that's exactly why I was hearing that, you know, your person is finally starting to move away from that past version of themselves and starting to make those changes to those negative patterns that maybe they were, or lessons that they weren't learning. Like I said, the Tower represents internal change. So in the upright, it's like, you know, external change. In the reverse, it's internal. So they're going through a lot of internal change right now, making adjustments with that Wheel of Fortune. That's awesome. They could also be interesting. The behaviors and that past version of themselves that used to work for them no longer works for them with the Tower in reverse. And for some of you, they could be, with the Eight of Cups in the Tower, it does talk about leaving some other kind of connection. So if you know your person is in another connection, this is symbolic of them leaving it. Page of Swords, they are wanting to talk to you. They're interested in starting a new conversation. They're interested in having starting a conversation with you. We do have the Six of Swords, so your person is going through a transition, moving into calmer waters, wanting to reconnect with you, wanting to repair this disconnect, wanting to redeem themselves. Page of Swords, they're starting to learn a lesson here. I like it. And they're making, they're making adjustments right now with the Tower in reverse and the Wheel of Fortune. All right, let's see how they're feeling about you. How are they feeling about you? The Sun. Oh, beautiful. Three of Pentacles. So they do want to work things out with you. They want to get on the same page as you. They want to work as a team with you, have cooperation. It's really interesting because the Eight of Cups, is about someone, usually you see someone moving towards the sun, moving towards their fulfillment. And they see you as their fulfillment with the sun. Your light could have triggered them, is what I'm hearing, especially twin flame connections. Usually your light triggers their shadows. You're a ray of sunshine in their life. They find you very healing. You're their fulfillment. You're their happiness with the sun. That's Leo energy. So like I said, I find that beautiful because the Eight of Cups in the deck that I learned in the Light Seers Tarot, the person is walking away from what no longer serves them towards the sun, towards their fulfillment. And that's how they feel about you. Beautiful. So Three of Pentacles, like I said, wanting to collaborate with you, wanting to reconnect with you. Let's get another one for how they're feeling about you. How are they feeling about you? We have, that was in the upright. We have the Four of Pentacles. So feeling insecure. Wheel of Fortune. So they do feel like this is a fated connection. They haven't been able to let go of you with the Four of Pentacles. They've been holding on to you. Page of Cups. So this is someone who's interested in revisiting this connection, rekindling this connection. I feel like this person, you triggered their childhood wounds with the Page of Cups. It's also the energy of an apology. So this person wanting to apologize to you, but feeling insecure about opening up to you about this apology. And then Wheel of Fortune. So they feel this is like a destined, fated connection that they haven't been able to let go of with the Four of Pentacles. I'm just going to get a few more. Page of Cups is water energy. I'm almost hearing like this person feels like you're a dream come true with the Page of Cups. And I talk about this a lot, about how someone who grew up in, I feel like you triggered some childhood wounds here, and somebody who grew up in a household where they didn't have like nurturing and love and, or they had trauma as a child, they grow up thinking that I want a partner who's loving and sees me, and, I don't want what I had growing up. And then when that person who gives them everything they've ever wanted comes into their life, because it's not familiar, they can push it away or they can self-sabotage. Let's get one more for how they're feeling about you. Oh, we have the Empress. I'm only taking the top one because, look at how many cards came out. We have the Empress. Beautiful. So they feel like, that's exactly what I was just saying about nurturing, warmth. For when the Empress comes out as someone's feelings, it's basically nobody compares to you. You're irreplaceable. They find you very nurturing, very comforting, very loving. They could possibly even see having a family with you. I definitely feel like they want a renewal with you with the stork here. It's also the energy of, not chasing. So I feel like this person, for how they feel about you, they feel like you're kind of working on yourself right now, or you've released it and you're kind of, you're no longer pursuing them. Let's look at their intentions. I just heard froggy in my throat, releasing, cleansing, healing. I just heard I messed up a really good thing. And what's interesting is I put my hand over my throat when I said that. So I feel like your person could be feeling insecure about telling you that. All right, let's see their intentions towards you. What are their intentions? Come on out. We have the Wheel of Fortune and the Fool. So they do want, like this card right here is about taking a leap of faith. So their intentions are to take a leap of faith towards you. We have communication here. I talked about decisive moments with the Wheel of Fortune. So their intention is to make this wheel turn again, to take decisive action towards you and take a leap of faith towards you here with the Fool. We have Aries. We have Taurus and Libra. We have Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, and Scorpio. So those are their intentions. And I can see it in the first cards, like this person already knows they want to come towards you. So maybe, their intentions are to continue to make adjustments before they take that leap of faith. Let's see what action this person is taking. We have the Nine of Pentacles. Interesting. So for some of you, there's something about this person wanting to be single before they come towards you. I feel like you would know if they were with someone else. I really feel like this person's intentions are to come towards you. I'm going to confirm this, but they want to come towards you in an independent energy and a self-sufficient energy. So that's why I said when intentions came out, like this person could still be wanting to make some adjustments in their life, have more stability, be a better version of themselves before they come towards you. Let's get another one for actions, please, Spirit. We have Temperance. So there is something about them being patient, about coming towards you. I feel like there's going to be, it's funny, Temperance, Sagittarius energy, and then we have Justice, which is Libra energy. So with your person in the Four of Pentacles, I always say, or how they feel about you, they're still feeling a bit insecure. And in the very beginning of the reading, we had Strength and the Wheel of Fortune. So I feel like this person needs to improve their confidence and kind of step into their higher self before they take action. So I feel like there's going to be a period of waiting before this action comes in. And there's a reason I had that download about waiting and like how you can't just wait around for this communication. You have to keep working on yourself, because I do feel like there's going to be a period of waiting before this communication comes in. With Temperance, that does show you'll need to be patient, being patient with lover, Temperance. So I feel like you're going to have to be patient for this communication. And that's the thing. A lot of people hear that they're going to have to be patient. They're like, I'm done with this journey. I'm done. Which I hate to say, it is not divine feminine energy. But anyway, we also have Justice, showing that this person comes towards you with that apology. in time, once they feel ready. I'm also hearing like this person wants to give to you, wants to give to your cup. So like I said, justice is about truth, accountability, honesty, wanting to restore balance, wanting harmony with you with the Temperance card. But wanting to show you a new perspective of them. But I feel like you're going to have to wait for this communication. So I'm going to look at the next 6 weeks between the two of you. Let's look at what's coming in the next 6 weeks. What is coming in the next 6 weeks between these two? The next 6 weeks. We have the Hierophant, we have Judgment, and we have the High Priestess. That is some powerful energy. You could have Aries. This reminded me of the Aries reading. So what I'm seeing in the next 6 weeks is your person going through an awakening. I feel like you could also be going through an awakening of some sort. There is a judgment call here. With the Hierophant, we have the Chariot on the bottom and the Page of Wands. So I feel like there's a period of important lessons being learned, of an awakening, of a realization. And there's forward movement, but I can't tell. I'm going to have to confirm this. I can't tell if this is the High Priestess talks about being patient. So I'm hearing two things. One is that you and this person are moving into alignment, but not, how can I put this? But not together. So I feel like the next 6 weeks, there's important, like there's an ascension happening, a spiritual ascension. There's awakenings happening. And the need to be patient with the High Priestess. The High Priestess can talk about silence and being guarded. So I feel like the next 6 weeks, like the Chariot does talk about action, but I'm hearing that this is meant to represent divine feminine, divine masculine. And I feel like both of you are making progress on your twin flame journey, but there's still silence between you, if that makes sense. There could also be something here about, I mentioned a mission and a divine feminine. And with the Hierophant, I specifically mentioned being a mentor to others. The High Priestess can symbolize being a light worker, or like I said, working on your mission. And the Judgment card can talk about heeding the call. So, or heeding the call of your soul purpose. So, like I said, I'm almost seeing that you're both going through a very important spiritual ascension at the same time that's moving the energy forward, but it's quiet between you with the High Priestess. This type of energy is reminding me of the Virgo reading as well, which people were not happy about. So I'm going to look at the next 8 to 12 weeks. But no, let's go 7 to 12 weeks between you. Seven to 12 weeks, the energy between you. Okay, we have the Magician and the 10 of Pentacles. So we have stability coming in the next 7 to 12 weeks. And the Magician does talk about your manifestations coming in. It does talk about communication. So for some of you, this communication could come in before the 7 weeks. If it does come in before the 7 weeks, it could be that there's a lesson in it for you. Like if this person reaches out in the next month with the Hierophant and the High Priestess, there could be a lesson about patience. So, for example, I'm not saying this is what's going to happen, but it's reminding me of the Aries reading. In the Aries reading, the person in Aries energy was reaching out in the next 6 weeks, but they were reaching out to say, I'm still going through a lot. I can't offer you commitment right now, and I need your patience. And Aries' advice was to be patient with that person and things would improve. So for some of you, this communication could come in sooner than 7 weeks, but there's going to be a lesson in it about patience and trusting your intuition. The Magician, it does talk about being more proactive in love. The Ten of Pentacles does talk about long-term stability. So that's what I mean about what's happening in the next 6 weeks is huge with the Hierophant, Judgment, and the High Priestess and the Chariot. Huge. Even if you're not talking to this person, that's some big energy that's leading to more stability. And, I'm hearing the term instant gratification. Would you rather hear from this person tomorrow and have it all fall apart within a week and be back to no contact and repeating a cycle? Or would you rather, keep working on yourself, hear from this person in 5, 6, 7 weeks, and then have long-term stability, if that makes sense? So what is your advice? What is your advice? What is your advice? And just know that this person does want to talk to you. So we have the Ten of Wands for advice and the Six of Swords. So this is a period of transition. You and this person are transitioning into calmer waters. I feel like there is going to be a reconnection. Ten of Wands, for those of you who watched the zodiac readings where this card came out with another card that looks exactly like this, there is a message of keep going, you're almost there. And maybe your mental thoughts are starting to get to you. Look at how close she is to being at the top of that rock. That's what it feels like your advice is. You're almost there. And if you give up now because, you're sick of waiting or you feel frustrated or you're just like, I'm just going to give up. There's a message of don't give up. You're almost at the top. The Ten of Wands does symbolize that there's actually a lot of progress being made right now, even though it doesn't feel like it. You know what else? That came out for Aries. So your advice about this person, remember what I said about Aries. Remember what I said about the Aries reading. That this person could try and reconnect with you, but tell you, I'm going through a lot right now. So you may need to be patient with them if they do reach out before that 7 to 12 weeks. And remember, patience is a lesson of the divine feminine. I'm not trying to trigger people when I say that. The Ten of Wands is a sign of progress. You're almost finished sowing your field. You are nearing the end of a difficult period. So there's completion and relief coming. You're almost there. Don't give up. You're almost at the top of that mountain. You're almost there. All right. So now we're going to get channeled messages from this person. I didn't even check to see if this is straight. It's straight enough. All right. So what does this person want to say to you? What does this person... I just changed my mind about which deck I want to use. Hang on. I gotta go grab the other one. I just changed my mind. All right. So let's see what this person wants to say to you. I gotta shuffle it in 2 different parts. Hang on. All right. I'm just gonna cut the deck. Oh my gosh, this deck is so big. Look at what we have on the bottom. Watching. So you have 4 cards about this person keeping an eye on you. All right, so let's see what comes out here. What does this person want to say to my viewer? What does this person want to say? All right, we have love offer. I want to offer you the world, and I promise you will have the best version of me. What did I say about their actions? 9 of Pentacles, the highest version of themselves. So this person wants you to have the best version of them, which is why I think there's a period of waiting before they reach out, because they're waiting until they're a better version of themselves. And that's what I meant about instant gratification. Would you rather hear from this person tomorrow? And I know some of you are like, I'd rather hear from them tomorrow. Would you rather hear from them tomorrow and have it all fall to pieces? Fall to pieces. What song is that? I'm hearing falling to pieces in music. Anyway, or would you rather be patient and keep your sanity and have the best version of them? We have apology. I'd never take you for granted again. I've learned my lesson. I am so sorry. We have butterflies. The butterfly knows the beauty of change. It settles when you least expect it. And that's why it's important to do your work. They say the divine feminine leads the way. Is it fair? No. But the divine feminine leads the way. And when you transform, it has a ripple effect onto this person. And now I'm hearing the song Ripple Effect by Scotty Hellman. So that could be symbolic. We have soulmates. I'm drawn to you in a way I've never experienced before. A love so deep and complex. We have perfect pair. We are perfect for one another. You match my vibe and I love your energy. Nourishment. They see you as the sun, so I'm not surprised. You feed my mind and nourish my soul. Your energy helps keep me going, even if you're not in contact, even if you're not in the same place as them. Your energy, the work that you do as a divine feminine, has a ripple effect on this person. All right, let's keep going. We have comfort zone. I am releasing my fears and stepping out of my comfort zone to come to you. 8 of Cups. Remember I talked about the 8 of Cups and needing to work up their courage to come towards you. So once they've released their fears and stepped out of their comfort zone, that's when this apology comes in. We have power couple. An indestructible force that many wish they could be, liked by few, envied by most. We have a card on the floor. Divine feminine, your butterfly effect, ripple effect. You're a goddess who healed me and transformed me to my higher self. And you do that by working on yourself. You don't do that by like trying to fix this person. Energy is crazy pants. Black and white. And I mentioned black and white thinking. I've always tried to be realistic with life, but you opened me up to color. Come on now, sit there. Let's get some more. That's interesting. So this person could have been very focused on the 3D. We have chasing, hot pursuit, regretting their past actions and realizing letting you go was a huge mistake. We have 3D, I've been programmed to focus on tangible items, what is right in front of me. So side note, when I talked about actions, when I talked about actions, I feel like this person is going to call you. I don't believe in accidents. There was a slip of my tongue there for a reason. Side note, when I was talking about actions, the High Priestess came out, right? And the High Priestess can be about a confession. So there could be things that this person needs to confess to you that they're going through or that has happened. Also, this card talks about, I kept a secret for a reason. So this could have been someone who, you know, was afraid of other people's opinions about this connection, especially with that 7 of Swords energy. They could have wanted to sneak around. We have guided. My spirit guides are helping assist in this divine connection, new insight. And they did have the Tower, which is about divine intervention. And we have speak up. I'm not letting you go. You will hear from me very soon. Please don't give up on me. And what was your advice? Don't give up right before you get to the top of that mountain. All right, so I actually want to get... a card of advice for you. Let's get a card of advice for you. And I might even grab those. I'll just grab them now before I forget, the surrender cards. So, communication. What advice do you need about this connection? I gotta shuffle it 3 times. What advice do you need about this connection? So I just saw the Imagine card, which is 20, which is the Judgment card. Yes, thank you for that confirmation, Spirit. Fucking thank you. Go the distance. One of my favorite cards. 47 equals 11, symbolic of the twin flame journey. We have the cheetah, divine masculine energy. We have the cheetah sprinting towards the finish line. Also, the fact that we have 4 and 7, I'm a numerology nerd, is the Emperor and the Chariot. And I feel like this person, like I said, before they sprint to that finish line, they need to be in that divine masculine energy. And would you rather have them come in prematurely, or would you rather have them come in when they can go the distance? And now I'm hearing the song Go the Distance. Yes, fucking right, masculine energy. That's divine masculine energy, yang. So like your advice was you're almost there, don't give up, and look at these cards. That cheetah is almost at that finish line. And then we have yang, which is masculine energy, divine masculine energy. So if you want to help your person get into divine masculine energy, and there's things not towards this person, please don't take this as a message to reach out to this person. But if there are things in your life that you've been avoiding, that you've been putting off, that you've been putting on the back burner, like starting your mission, or starting to work out, or cleaning out your closet, or just things that you've been putting off and avoiding, start putting energy, start taking action towards those things, and you can help. By mirroring, you can help this person with their divine masculine energy. I'm not even kidding. I'm going to take this card. And I interrupted myself because I was talking about Imagine. Anyway, where is it? Turning imagination into manifestation, creative thought, visualization, the power of aligning imagery and feelings. All right. Now we have Go the Distance. Endurance, strength, the long haul. So you are calling in a harmonious relationship that can stand the test of time. And listen to this description because it sounds like a twin flame connection. For better or worse, as you ride the ups and downs and even strain, break yourself, and are remade in new growth, you are being redeemed by the power of regeneration. Harmony does not mean that there will never be a wrong note played, but that the relationship is marked by endurance and dedication to overall unity. A new song can be written, an instrument can be tuned, and the symphony of love will play on. Listen with your heart, isn't it magnificent? So that's your advice, but I'm just going to shuffle it one more. All right. I'm just going to put that right there. So, what advice does the viewer need? What advice does the viewer need? Are you kidding me? Message in a bottle. And buy the book. So it's really interesting how I had that download about how you need to do, like with the twin flame journey, you have to do things by the book. You have to, what I mean by that is you just can't like take shortcuts into union. The twin flame journey is about transformation, healing trauma, coming into inner union with yourself, focusing on your mission. It's also 11, so we have 1111 here. And we have message in a bottle. So there is communication coming in, and you are the intended receiver of this communication. Also, with message in a bottle, you should really pay attention to the signs and synchronicities you're seeing right now. And you can even ask Spirit to show you a very specific sign. If there's a question you have about this person, like, I don't know why I always use the example of a cactus, but like if this person is going to reach out to me, show me a cactus. So I feel like you could even be receiving a lot of signs and synchronicities, and that's Spirit's way of confirming that this person is going the distance right now, or they are going through these changes, and the work you're doing is making a difference even though you can't see it in the physical world or in the 3D. And then we have By the Book, which I'm going to read out of the book. This one, you can expect someone to favor you with positive news. This could be in the form of a letter, phone call, or email. You are the intended receiver of this message, so stay open to what you learn. So stay open to whatever they have to say. Only good will come of it in the end. The signs are all there, so you could be receiving a lot of signs and synchronicities. I also feel called to read this to you. Spirit sends you signs when you ask for them, when you believe you will receive them, and when you allow yourself to become fluent in the language of symbols, oracles, and omens. They may come to you as a bird flying by, a logo on a truck, or a song on the radio. Expect confirmation that you're pointed in the right direction. Keep your ears open, for someone might just say the right thing that will give you the answer to your query. Today, your message is this: Spirit hears you, and the reply is favorable. And the more you listen to this, the more you get fluent in the language of signs and synchronicities, angel numbers, animals, logos, names, things like that, the more the universe will speak to you. And I can tell you that's an actual thing that happens. Just like what happens to me is I'll be, just doing nothing outside. I'll be sitting on the hammock, watching my kids play in the pool. And all of a sudden, my higher self will say, look up right now. And I'll look up and there's like a hawk flying over my head. And there's not many hawks around where I am. So listen to your intuition. The universe will send you signs and synchronicities. Whew. I'm chatty today. and I'm not going to apologize. So, getting along with others entails understanding and respecting who they have become as a result of their environment. And remember how I was talking about how this person, I was talking about their environment as a child? Find the middle ground. Oh, look, loyal heart. Cute. Find the middle ground that allows this relationship to flourish while honoring the individuality of the other person. Play things by the book instead of trying to break the rules or pressuring others to conform to the way you want to do things. Your connection will deepen as a result. And can I just say, what a hard lesson it was for me to learn, because I tried to make, like, for example, my counterpart conform. And when I stopped doing that, the relationship deepened. So that's exactly what I meant about being patient. And then we have loyal heart, which, if you look at this, we have mirroring, and we have, this looks like a king and queen or an emperor and an empress, and you see these two keys. So I feel like you and this person hold the key to each other's hearts. The key also reminds me of the Hierophant. So, like I said, a spiritual connection that was meant to teach you both important lessons. All right, that's enough of that. Now we're going to get surrender cards. And this could be what you need to surrender. It could be what your person needs to surrender. But remember mirroring. So let's say your person is feeling stubborn, or they're being stubborn about coming towards you. What areas in your life are you being stubborn? And that's why I was talking about, like, I had a reading once where the reader just blew my mind, because she was talking about, if you want to help them heal their runner energy, what are you running from in your life? And it can be as simple as, like, and I always use this example, but I'm going to use it again. I'm running from the mess in my closet. Like, I look at it every day, and my higher self is like, you should really clean up your closet. And every day I'm like, nah, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, maybe next month. So anyway, if you want to help your person's running energy, what are you running from? All right, let's get a few surrender cards. Surrender procrastination. Gosh darn it, Spirit. Why are you calling me out like that? I did mention this though with the yang energy, but like, Spirit, you're funny. I guess I need to go clean my closet. Now is the time to jump on a goal instead of putting it off. Taking action will attract success. And remember that, what I said about that yang card. So what are you procrastinating doing, my friend? All right, let's go. What do you need to surrender, or what does this person need to surrender? So we have surrender to complete healing. And that's exactly what I was talking about with the twin flame journey, when I said, like, some people just want a will union to happen. You really have to surrender to the healing aspect of it. Open fully to the loving, compassionate forces of the universe that support your physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. And as you surrender to your healing, mirroring, they surrender to theirs. Surrender to wonder and awe. Open up to the magic of every moment and sense the awe and wonder in all of life. This attitude will keep you connected to the ecstasy of flow. And life is magical. Magical, like there are so many people out there. It kind of makes me sad when I go into the city and I just see everybody like nose to the grindstone, or whatever the expression is. I'm horrible with expressions. Just like rushing from point A to point B. So focused on the 3D. There's so many beautiful things in the world. The world is magical. Surrender to prayer. Give yourself over completely to prayer. When you pray from the heart, you will be heard throughout the universe, and answers and support will arrive. Surrender resentments. Surrender resentments. And then we have surrender stress. No, surrender miracles. What am I talking about? Maybe you need to surrender stress. I don't know. Surrender to miracles. Be open to miracles occurring in your life. Feel and know that these events are real. Let go of any resistance and banish any doubts that miracles can happen. And doubts block energy. And I know it's hard. Trust me, I spent years doubting. It's very hard. I spent more than years. I spent my whole life doubting. Surrender resentments. Holding on to resentments only poisons you. Try to forgive others for their shortcomings and keep moving forward towards positive situations in your life. So, my friends, I'm going to leave that here. I am sending you guys lots of love and light, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.